Got ye old grimoire right here. And for day 6, like I said, we're gonna get crazy. We're gonna get started. I'm really gonna talk to you guys like I'm talking to a friend now. So let me pin this on my chest. But I hope you guys are doing good today. We're about to get rambunctious with this consciousness stuff. Hope that sounds good. Let me get this out the way. Alright, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Alright, here we go. We're gonna get really crazy right here. Gotta get the monk beads on the arm. Start off with the affirmations, and then we're just gonna kick this off, right? Where am I at? I have this placed right. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Without further ado, every day my wealth increases and my health increases. I'm God's champion. I'm favored by the forces of nature. I'm high, man. I'm aligned with my highest version timeline of myself. You know what? Screw this. Let me show you how this really goes day to day. Ready? There you go. You're probably confused as hell what I just did in the video. You use these as your foundation, and then you start to feel the embodiment, and you say whatever the hell you want. This is coming from a guy who literally, I visualized counting 10 stacks of $100 bills. I was scripting that I had $10,000 in my bank account. I was envisioning it, feeling it, and it took 2 months. And in 2 months, I manifested $28,000. Now, this was years ago, but I like to bring this story up because time doesn't really exist. You can use all your moments that you manifested things on depending on your perception of big or small things. You can use all of that for evidence that these things work, but it's all the same. But if there are any of you that end up actually liking the affirmations, I'll say them again. Every day my wealth and health increases. I am God's champion. I am favored by the forces of nature. I'm aligned with my highest timeline and everything flows effortlessly to me. I'm paid to exist. All of my businesses are successful and I never make the wrong investments. Anywho, like I said, one thing about authenticity that people kind of mix up or get wrong when they're trying to do this whole thing or just trying to be themselves is, you ever have that one friend in your life where you guys just say the most out of pocket, rambunctious stuff that probably if they discovered the group chat, you guys are getting canceled and locked away permanently for the rest of your life? That you do that and then you water it down a little bit. So I'm not going to be on here talking wild and as crazy as I can get, but I do want to get more comfortable with literally just giving it to y'all straight about like no games spirituality. I think that's literally what I'm going to start calling this. And for this video right here that I'm recording for y'all, that's what it is. That is what's stopping a lot of y'all from really stepping into your success. I've met some of the most amazing people in the community I'm in now. And sorry, literally, you want to know what I'm doing right here? I'm making my bed this morning because it's still early. I was going to shoot this video at like 4 a.m., but I got woken up at the God hour, but I ended up just laying in bed and enjoying the morning with my girlfriend, laughing and stuff. But yeah, man, I gotta realize, like, me being authentically me has literally full, fully, fully, pause, thrusted me. Do I have to say that off after? Fully thrusted me into a community of people who literally embody that same thing. Literally, the collective belief of the community I'm in, which I have to remind you, you guys are able to join it as well. I'll start putting the link when I got to get back into the actual like online community. I'm in the community as like a whole, but I messed something up and I got like taken out of it, but we're figuring that stuff out. But pretty much this community, it's called the Millionaire Me, like I said, and the literal overall collective belief in this community is it doesn't matter where you come from, what your belief is. It doesn't matter. It's be you. Let's help everybody get these gains and let's move forward. Like I said, when I started this consciousness overdrive series, I was I was literally on the lowest amount of savings that I had. I was going to end up staying with a friend's mom until I was, ready to move to this state that I want to go to, and everything, just down bad, in a family situation where I knew I had to get out of there to better my own life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Even if I had to go homeless, I knew I had to get out of there, right? So you know what I did? Exactly what I'm showing y'all in these videos. I used to get in my head about being like, it was my morality, but then I understood in a psychology like manner, and really understanding the inner world, and something that if you're watching this video, you really have to understand for yourself. It's separate. It's separate. I'm gonna stop. It's separate. The way you feel about yourself has nothing to do with the validation of people outside of yourself. And that's the one thing I really had to understand about the inner world. When somebody comes off like arrogant to someone or whatever, which is kind of hard because, again, remember, people come off based on your perception of them sometimes. And also, like, if you don't look deeper, sometimes you could just take someone's surface level and immediately write their character off, unless you're someone who could really discern patterns and stuff. But the truth is, people are very complex and unique individuals. Some people may be surface level, but when it comes to your own inner world and what that really means to self, like genuinely self love yourself. It's like, sorry, floors. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Maybe the condensing is pretty good. Like the floor is super creaky. That old architecture, but um, where was I? Oh, man, my flow got messed up. Damn, dude. Fucking hate when that happens. I just gotta stay in flow. But people, I see a lot of people get mixed up with, okay, no, I'm gonna say it like it is. Motherfuckers get on TikTok, get on these shorts. They see an online psychologist, they see these online podcasters, and then they take in this information that's like a 30-second short or a 1 minute short or a cut up clip from us from an entire podcast where they don't have the full context of, and think they're absolutely the fucking number one best-selling author and psychiatrist of the year, to be fucking pointing other people as a narcissist in this, and they literally don't even understand the very thing they're talking about, which is a lot of people. They don't research deeper, do the deeper, like deeper search where knowledge and information comes from, or how complex human psyche can be and everything. So then it's just like somebody gives off the little sign of being selfish or a little self-centered, and they're narcissistic, and they paint. People love that online. That is the one thing that I say about the internet that fucking blows my mind. And the thing is it's bad because the spiritual community has been corrupted with a lot of that shit because of like capitalism or whatever you want to say, where now it's marketing to be, ooh, and be light code. And it's, so the reason I say this is because, listen, there are foundations to the spiritual stuff that will really, really help you. And don't let anyone tell you like thinking highly of your self concept is narcissism or anything like that, because that's the very illusion that people fall back into in this world. One thing that I liked was that was said, and I'll always say it time and time again from the Power of I Am, is one thing he ended up saying in his videos that I love still to this day is that no one bats an eye when it's you being negative about yourself or talking low about yourself. Maybe you have people in your life that care and say, oh, no, don't think that way. Don't think that way. But the moment you start becoming confident, you go, you know what? I can achieve this. I am amazing. I am brilliant. You'll see the real people come out the woodworks to knock your self concept right out of the fucking water. They will try to humble you immediately. And it's 100% projection, because if you were someone who had a lower non self-confident mindset like me, I'm one of the best examples for this, because I remember coming back from Texas and my stepfather was like, could you go into the store? Mind you, I'm like 23, 24 by this point. He's like, could you go in the store and get me like a lottery ticket or something? I said, oh, bet. Which one do you want? He looked at me and said, now I did never imagine you to go to want to even go up to the counter and have a social interaction. And probably a lot of you are probably watching this video like, what? But that's what I'm talking about. It's like, it's such a different, you almost literally flip people's perceptions when you show the person you've grown into or you've become. And anyways, is, yeah, and take it from me, I was not that individual that comes off with this aura and everything. Maybe people could sense that I had immense aura brewing, but I never stepped into that. The moment I stepped into it was when I did things like the consciousness overdrive. Now, I'm still taking this series, like, again, we're day 6 and I'm kind of still coming in soft, but I really want y'all to understand how much the self concept matters when it comes to all this manifestation, because it's the state of being that really manifests the thing. It's not the affirmations, because you can affirm, because this happened to me with the $28,000. I manifested it, but then it went as quickly as it came because I didn't work on everything that I've seen in my family. Oh, you got to work hard, you got to do this, you got to save. Shit, one of the biggest things was fucking one of the aunts in my family believed that I couldn't keep a job. And then, I'm starting to see all these things about neurodivergent people and how they jump from job to job because, like, being different, being built, like, it's almost like your spirit or your soul is not built for how this world operates. You have to be your own entrepreneur. Funny enough, I've made the most amount of money literally doing what I want and being like that, hop from job to job and save my money and learn experience all over the place, because now I have such a wide, vast variety of skills. And I'm also a unique individual, anyways, because life operates or reflects to me differently. So never let anyone tell you that. But that's also why I say you should boost your self concept to the absolute max it could go, because in my own life, where I was more timid, reserved, sarcastic as a mask, which I'm still sarcastic now, but it's not as much as used as a defense to stop people from getting closer to me or really breaking through the mystery that is me. I still had people fucking, talk down on me, say things, say wild things. I've had a lot of, I've had the middle ground. Like, I swear I've had the balance of so many people who believe in me and so many people who, like, when I began to have this strength and empowerment within myself, were instantly like, oh, no, 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 little black man. I don't know why I did that accent. I'm so sorry. But do you see what I'm saying? This is like me talking to a friend, because that's what how I want it to be in these videos. Is, as I get more authentic with this, is that seriously, like, they fucking act like, oh no, don't get too big for your britches. Like, relax that, buddy. Oh, you're getting a little bit too confident. It's like, it's so bullshit. And that's what I love, is because the moment you start to outshine, and the thing is you're not outshining them because you're trying to. You're trying to shine bright from your own center. It has nothing to do with anyone outside of yourself. But the moment they feel triggered or they feel offended, it's about them. And that's what you have to be careful about when doing this. And that's why I say, like, when you embark on this, what I'll say for day 6 is everything that I'm saying from the grimoire, these affirmations, and everything you want to create. Be careful about telling people if you don't have the willpower and conviction to stand firm in what you're going to create. But also, go fucking nuts and understand that your inner world is much different from projecting onto someone. So we're saying we're confident and we're all this for us, nothing to do with anyone else. Again, like I said about how I manifested my current partner. Literally, she is the love of my life, even if there's, like, ups and downs that comes with every relationship. Money, when you attract money, there's ups and downs. When you get the most money in the world, there's still ups and downs with handling your money. It's the ebb and flow and the polarity of this world. But it's the pendulum swing. But why I want to say that is because at the end of the day, the I am is never changing. It's unchanging. So say the craziest stuff about yourself, because in retrospect, it's not crazy. Words are power. Words are energy. So you're speaking life into yourself and your surroundings. And the biggest thing too is, if anyone tries to say something too, just build them up, because it's funny how, like, people don't realize that speaking highly of yourself is not an attack. But when you see people who take it as an attack, just know that that is revealing. That's literally the power of how it reveals certain spirits in people. But yeah, man. So I want to wrap off this video fucking saying the shit that I'd be talking to my closest best friend about. Is this world is you pushed out. A lot of these movies and animes are literally telling the story of your own soul. We're all connected. Like, oh, man, there's this whole thing going on in the community that just is recently getting attention with, some racist stuff, right? And it's like, at the end of the day, what are we all? We're all the human race. We're all under God. We're all, depending on what you believe in, we're all connected through the universe, right? So these stories and characters that are well written can really relate and resonate to everyone. And it's like, in these stories, they're literally telling the journey of, like, the soul, or certain characters being like the chosen to overcoming these obstacles. And to me, that's you. They're talking about you. Maybe not literally like you were born and then Naruto was about you, but for art makes you feel a type of way, and that's what it is. The art is for people to feel inspired, so it's for you. And indirectly a story about you. You see what I'm saying? So not literally, but the story inspires you because you are on that journey itself. That's what life is about, the journey itself, and then the community you build around that. So you have to become the highest self concept to be able to take care. If you're somebody who wants to be a leader and wants to lead groups of people, you have to be sturdy in who you are. You have to be in your frame, and you have to not be wavering for anything that comes outside of you, but also humble enough where it's not this arrogant leader like you can do whatever with your power. No, it's like, I am powerful and I take care of those around me. I am wealth and I am health and I am love, and I multiply that for those around me. I'm this, like, whatever you say, it's always outward and in sync with nature. It's not out of sync in this imbalance. It's, understand your mind is powerful. So, if you go off the rails, it's really you choosing to go off the rails. But you should go off the rails in a way that you're, derailing into your destiny. Like, you can go off the track right into this fucking fortune. And that derailing happens when you stay centered in knowing who you are, which is source. So you never let anything outside of yourself. I don't need $1 million, $100,000, $100,000, $1 million, or fucking 1,000 to remind me that I'm wealth. Because I am wealth, that stuff will appear to remind me that I am wealth. But other than that, I don't need that external thing to come to me to be like, I'm rich now. No, I'm rich right now. I'm wealthy right now. I'm paid to exist right now. That's the point that people are missing. I want my soulmate. I'm my soulmate right now. That's why people say, you want a wife or a husband? Well, become that husband or wife based on the standards you want. You got to embody that person right now. That's why when people achieve what they achieve, they end up realizing that, oh, this was natural anyways. Yeah, it was natural anyways because you were becoming. That's the whole shortcut to all of what you want. Become it. You want to be the best editor in the world? Start editing with what you have now and start telling yourself you're the best editor. You're not telling yourself. There are the people that can be bold and go outside of themselves and say it and achieve their dreams. More power to them. They do it in a different way, where I wouldn't do that because I don't want to appear like I'm coming off cocky to people. But if someone tries to, talk down to your name, have respect for yourself. Be like, no, I know my skills definitely need to be respected, but if they're not respected by you, that's perfectly fine. I still know my skill set is more than worthy for anybody's time. Like, stand firm in who you are. Like, that's not a problem. And anyone that feels offended by that, they haven't done the inner work. Because you know what I've noticed? I've never met people awakened who know this that are ever offended. So that should tell you something too. If somebody is truly awakened, truly understands this journey, they're not over here like almost like pocket watching. Is that the term for like when you watch someone's money? They're not pocket watching your spiritual journey. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That shit is beyond me when it's like you need to do certain things to be quote unquote spiritual. Fuck out of here. This is your journey. You're connected with God. God is the judger at the end of the day. What does everyone that's like in religion love to say? At the end of the day, only God can judge. If that's true, start moving like that. And I don't think I was placed here to be like, oh, I'm black, I'm limited by my skin color, I'm this, I'm this, I'm that. I'm fuck that. No, I'm a beast. My skin color doesn't matter. We're all connected. I've said this more subtle as a kid, but I'm embodying it now because I'm disgusted with the way that some of like the world is working. Like, fuck this. I meet so many fucking cool people because we're the human race. My skin can be white, black, Asian, like yellower. Fuck that. Like now I know I'm saying Asian as like a skin, but I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck that. I'm being exactly genuine on how I would be with fucking like my wisdom when I'm talking to fucking other people and literally being like, bro, screw this shit. Like, real fucking unity and shit begins when we drop these fucking narratives and all this bullshit. We are under God, right? Start fucking acting like it. We're source. These motherfuckers out here are pretending, bro. And it's unfathomable to me how many pretenders there are. And I like, I'm not a prophet. I don't claim to be a prophet, but I damn sure might as well be, because it's like, yo, you fuckers are redefining the entire game. This is the knowledge of self. Know thyself. And through this self activation and unlocking, You create communities of individuals that know themselves, and then you have an unstoppable force. But sorry, I still think to this day, there's even massive parts of spiritual community that don't want to hear that shit. But I'm gonna say it. You have to bring something to the table. We get an enlightened, fucking awakened construction worker and an awakened electrician and an awakened farmer, and they all come together and build the fucking farm. Masterful, and nothing can waver them. But then you get a bunch of people like you get the construction worker mad at the electrician because he's not eating his vegetables and rubbing sea moss up his asshole. Stop, stop, stop that shit. This shit's got to die. This shit's got to stop. This shit makes me like, bro, like, stop. And this is coming from the guy that fucking meditates and spirals, feels his fucking kundalini busting out his fucking like wings out his back. Like, no, no. We're gonna stop that right there. We're gonna stop the misconceptions. It does take work, and you got to show up for yourself, of course, to get to the certain levels that I've hit with meditation and things. But it's not specific. There are individualistic characteristics of everyone's spiritual journey where it makes certain characteristics or it makes certain nuances to their journey specific to them. Sea moss, vegetables, astrology, all that, not going to work for somebody. Human design, this, that, not going to work for somebody. May work for somebody else. Praying over your water and your food may work for one person, may not work for the other. Someone may actually, the way they pray about their food is before they go to eat any food, they say one affirmation instead of 10. Maybe the person that says 10, it works for them. Maybe the person who usually says one gets caught up in a loop and tries to use the 10 because they think they're doing something wrong. You can't do anything wrong on the spiritual journey. You're an alchemist. That's the whole point of the journey. You're an alchemist. You're supposed to be testing. You're a scientist. You're supposed to test your own things working or not working. That's the whole point of the journey. But anyways, with that said, I'm going to get this video out to y'all, and that is day 6. So let's go. Stay locked in.